Hi everybody, it's your old friend, T. Marcham. I'm standing here in the Mapleton retreat, getting ready to do one of my biggest speeches, motivational speeches ever. I just wanted to chime in and say good luck, and I'm hoping to post it on the internet soon, so give me your feedback on how you think I did to help these people. Well, when I got a call for one of my number one special edition motivational speeches, I thought to myself, they must have got the wrong number. Because lately I've only been getting phone calls from the Republican Party's blood drive and from my mom. Well, got a whole bucket full of phones over here. Okay. Well, but you know what they say in the industry. The show must go on. The job must be filled. Am I right? Am I right? We got it. Okay. Well, then when I found out that my job was going to be to teach a bunch of people here in the staffing industry, to motivate a bunch of you, I thought, oh boy, I got to teach a bunch of old suit coats in the staffing industry how to be motivated. Sorry, I got to read my notes, of course. Let me start over. Then when I found out it would be my job to motivate a bunch of old suit coats in the staffing industry, woo! I thought maybe I should just use my $20,000 speaking fee to buy you all more beer. Sorry, my brother told me to make that last call about the alcohol. He said he was in the staffing industry and he only remembers two things: alcohol and crying. All right, well now that my icebreaker is over, I'm going to get to doing what I do best: help you help yourselves. And you know what? I'm not talking about helping yourself to extra helpings at the buffet later on. You know what? Life's going to throw you a lot of curveballs. And the truth is, most of us don't play baseball. And even if you do, let's face it, a lot of you are going to be striking out when you're trying to hit homers. Am I right? So what are you supposed to do? I'm going to get a little more intimate here. What are you supposed to do when you're having a bad day? What are you supposed to do when things don't go your way, and when life gives you a knuckle sandwich and you're just not all that hungry? Well, when I was a kid, I made a very important discovery. If I keep getting mad all the time, my grandma's not going to like me. If I keep being a little old grump, she's going to not want to be my friend. And the truth is, I want my grandma to like me. Rest in peace. All of us have that thing that we want, that reason we want to succeed. Think about yours. Think about it. For me, it's my grandma. So, I have three simple secrets that I think will help make all the difference for you. Number one, optimism. Number two, don't leave your imagination on the bus. And number three, and this one I think is quite important, for heaven's sake, laugh a little. Am I right? Laugh a little, because you know what? Life's going to be kind of crazy sometimes. But you know what? I got to get that know what quote. Because humor really is the best medicine. Unless, of course, you got syphilis, and then you better see a physician because you got yourself in a sticky mess. And you're in trouble then. Oh, and then when optimism, imagination, and what was the third one? Humor. When they don't work, just be practical. Just be practical. It's not that tough. This morning, literally, I'll show you three examples. This morning, I had two things that could have ruined my entire day. But if you be optimistic, if you use your imagination, if you have good humor, you're not only going to improve your days, you're going to improve your years, which means you're going to be improving your business. And that's what we're here for, right? Improving our business. So two situations this morning that could have ruined my whole day, maybe even my life. I wake up, I jump in the shower. Okay, I don't jump in the shower because that's about as dangerous as they come. I step in the shower, turn on the water, blast, right in the noggin, hit me in the face with cold water. How many of you have had that happen and hated it? Yeah, I have. And probably when there's only a couple showers in here, probably hot water goes down about 5 seconds.
Hot water this morning. Means you got up late.
So listen. So here's what I'm saying. So I could have got mad and just got out and dried off, or I thought in my head, what if I just imagined that I'm being bathed by a large African bull elephant?
Is that warm?
And the water that came out that was cold was the water in your trunk. But then the water that comes out warm later was the warm water that was deep in her belly. And I think there's not much more better than imagine you're being bathed by a big elephant. And just like that, your day's improved. I use imagination, optimism, and a little lick of humor. That's my equation for success. Then you won't believe it. I come over here, I'm driving down the road, I get pulled over by a cop who's woken up on the wrong side of bed. He says, give me your license registration. I say, yes, sir. He's checking it, checking if I'm a criminal, checking if I've done any crazy stuff. He comes back and I think, you know what, I'm gonna mix things up. I'm not gonna get mad. So when he says, here's your ticket, I said, wouldn't it be funny if instead of a ticket, instead of giving me a ticket, wouldn't it be funny if you gave me a salami sandwich? And you know what he said? Oh, wouldn't it be funny if you went to jail for not paying your ticket? Some people aren't going to pick up on your style of humor or management. Am I right? Yeah. I know I am. But anyways, I got to find my place. So I'm here to help all you better handle the stress and struggles of the staffing industry. And as we all know there's about a load of them, whole load of them. So I want to thank you all for all those people who submitted questions via email, because that's how I built my material. I answered all of them but one. Sorry, Andy, I failed to see the connection between Star Wars Episode 7 and the staffing industry. If you want, bring it up afterwards and make your case. I'm all ears. Question 1. Dear Mr., in the staffing industry, it's very common for employees to accept a job and then not arrive, aka no show. Since they're only getting paid $12 an hour, it can be hard to incentivize them. Any ideas? Yes, I do have ideas. Buy out a movie theater, a screening, to a hit show, one that's making about loads of money, millions of dollars. Hand out tickets to all your employees as they're walking in. No show employee shows up and you say, no show work, no show movie. You don't give them a ticket. And then the next day when everyone's talking about how great the movie was on social media, I bet he's going to show up to work. Thank you. That's a great use of humor because it's a pun. And because that guy's going to feel like a real dodo head when he's thinking he's going to see a show. He's probably got his best coat on, and he's going to be left out in the cold or the warmth, depending on what season it is and where you live. Next question. I love money, but I love skiing and mountain biking more. Recently, I cracked my neck and busted up some of my teeth. I want to call in sick, but I don't want to set a bad example. Next question. A lot of employees fail drug tests. It's hard. Some are really trying to get their life in order, and others are just druggies that don't give up. It's hard to know who to help. I can understand that. That's a hard question. Well, I got another idea. Bring out all those people who fail drug tests. Bring along their families. Do some research. Find out their drug of choice. Hold their drug in one hand, favorite drug, and point to their family in the other hand. Make a choice. People that choose the drug, don't give them the job. Because let's face it, the people that choose their family's going to be around a lot longer than until that drug burns out. That's a great use of imagination. One of my 3 key success things. Next question. My catchphrase is do whatever it takes to fill the position. And it's got me in trouble with the INS a lot. Should I chill out or just tweak my approach? Well, you should probably stop using words like chill and tweak in the workplace, Brandon. But I will answer your question. I think it's good to push people to live on the edge. as they say in the business. I think Aerosmith said it best. If you can judge a wise man by the color of his skin, then mister, you're a better man than I. Optimism, guys. Hard work pays off. Next question. Motivation speaker. I never stop working. It's nonstop. High stress work. The only thing that keeps me going on the success stories are the success stories. I love looking into the eyes of that person I help. I was rolling my eyes because I read it wrong, not because of the success stories. That's important. I love looking into the eyes of that person I help, that person who is really trying and is bearing their life. It makes it all worth it. Well, that's not a question. It's beautiful. I love your optimism, Sarah. I guess it's all perspective. There's good, there's bad. There's bad, there's good. Am I right? A lot of people hear that song. Here's an example. A lot of people hear that song. I see London. I see France. I see so-and-so's underpants. Now, a lot of people are thinking, oh, that's just a song about pervert. I think differently. I think that's a song about someone who can see two countries and someone's undergarments. That's great vision. That's good eyesight. That's notable. That's important stuff. That guy's not perfect. He's just got way better in 2020. And that's a way of viewing it optimistically. Not everyone's a pervert, even if they do look at underpants. Maybe they're their own. P.S. The letter continues. P.S. The marijuana brownies also help when the success stories aren't coming in. Okay. Maybe she should be choosing between her family and the drug.
Yeah.
I used to be Brandon's boss. Now he's my boss. Sometimes I forget and ask him to take out my trash, or have him whisper compliments in my ear. Well, if he's any type of leader, whether he used to be under you or not, he's going to give you compliments. Because leaders lead by compliments. So you've got great hair today. You've always been great with numbers. And I like your shoes, your sneakers. Even though you're supposed to wear dress shoes, they look all right. So stuff like that. Great use of imagination. And let's face it, the whole who's the boss, not to be referencing that great show of Tony Danza, that whole who the boss thing is kind of all mixed up anyways. I mean, I once worked at a place that had two guys who were the boss, but their wives were the majority owners. That's a load of horse. Dear sir, the other day a guy covered head to toe in tattoos came in looking for work. What have you done? I would have told him, how do you expect to hold a temporary job when you got so much permanent tattoos? And he wouldn't have been able to say, I'm mad about not getting the position. He would have said, now that's a good use of imagination. And he would just look for another job. Maybe a tattoo parlor. How can I get employees to oh, sorry, that last bit of advice was also just practical, not always just imagination. How can I get the employees to care more about physical fitness? I'm permanently in the gym. Why aren't they? Well, Dave, they're largely unemployed. Maybe they can't afford the gym pass. But if they can, just show them pictures of you doing your best set of reps. And leading by example is always really a good way to do it. Ever watch a hill of ants? One ant picks up some food. He carries it into the hole. Next guy does the same amount. Carries it in the hole. Before you know it, that whole ant hill is going to be having a whole feast of chocolate chip cookie crumbles. Optimism often shows its way best through encouragement. Next question. To whom it may concern, I have a guy that fills jobs for me all the time. He has a terrible attitude. He brings everyone around him down. He's like a dementor, feeding on everyone's soul and sucking out every bit of happiness. Harsh words and a great Harry Potter reference. But still, I treat him for like what he is. A staph infection. I'd either cure him or get him out of there. You know, I mean, fire him. Hate to say it. See what I did there? Humor, even when the situation gets harsh. Next question. Several of our temp workers don't speak English. It makes it hard to place them. Thoughts on dealing with this? Yeah, I do have thoughts. A smile is the same in all languages. Maybe they could be a greeter at Walmart. Also, I know how to say watermelon in 8 languages. That doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It doesn't mean just because I use different words. English, watermelon. Spanish, sandia. German, watermelon. Japanese, sweetka. Cambodian, olok. Russian, arbuz. Belarusian, kharbuz. And Italian, longoria.
That's 8. You still miss one.
Did I say 8 or 9?
9.
No, he's good.
I'm pretty sure I said 8. But maybe you should rejudge the situation. Another one of my tips. I was expecting applause for those. Oh, thanks. My last bit of advice before I open the floor to questions is don't be afraid to think outside the box. To prove this point, I'm going to read my last letter. Dear to be named. I guess you guys really were surprised for a guy of my stature showing up. I don't want to brag, but I want to tell my employees about my most recent vacation. It was tropical. It was the best. Is it appropriate to ask everyone in the workplace if they've ever snorkeled around a coral reef? Well, that's appropriate as long as I can ask you, have you ever snorkeled around Keanu Reeves? See what I did there? Turned her upside down and made a joke right out of it. And then rather than bragging, I'm talking about celebrities. Thank you. And thank you, Stacy from HR. If you didn't give me this temp job, I probably would have just been filling up cans full of peaches. And you know what? I don't like cans full of peaches. I only like them fresh. Okay, now we're going to open up the floor to questions. Any other situations that you need help dealing with in temp agency world? That's what I was here for. I do speeches, but I also do consulting. I'll sit all day. I got to get at least 5 questions, or they won't pay me the full price. In the meanwhile, if you want to see more about my teaching people how to find humor in tough situations, youtube.com/tmarcham, haha. That's serious. That's really the URL. T Marcham wasn't available, so I had to add the haha at the end. Any questions? Come on, anything, just for a random question. Anything. You guys deal with this day in, day out. You deal with people, you deal with struggles, you deal with third, fourth quarters that want to make you end it. What? Tell me one.
Oh, you got one.
How long have you been doing this?
How long have I been doing this, as in speaking? Are you, I probably learned speech, well, I was probably a late bloomer around, actually, I didn't learn to speak till I was about 3, but, hey, that's not that funny because some people have developed different. Anyways, I've been doing this motivational speaking, comedy stuff, because I use a lot of comedy in my motivation. I've been doing it since about 2009. So you do the math. And I'll tell you, this is true. Smile works in any language. So gracias. Next question. Anything, guys. You can be about. It doesn't have to be about work. Guys, that's one question. I need at least 4 more, or I'm going to be getting a reduced rate.
How does Rob know you?
Rob doesn't know me, actually. I believe someone I've worked with in the past shared my YouTube channel with him, and he said, this is the kind of guy that I need, this kind of caliber of guy I'd want to use to motivate the kind of caliber of worker I have. That means he thinks highly of you, is how I read it. Yes?
Boxers or tighty-whities?
Well, that depends on where or not, what's your daily activity?
Joel, what is it?
I think she was asking you.
Oh, whether me? Oh, that's easy. I prefer tie-wise because To not be crass, the whole flapping around thing ain't my style. Any more work questions, guys? This is the temporary staffing world is tough work, and I like to be able to raise your spirits. We got 2 more, you guys, and then we just move into the video presentation. Just kidding.
What do you do with an audience of staffing agency experts that don't come up with any questions?
Well, the next time that they're filling positions for focus group, I'm going to say, no, you're going to make the list. And I'll make up a few questions for you. Okay, I got an employee who's got a violent past. He hasn't cut anyone in years, though. Should I put him in a job? What's that? Yeah, well, this is what I would say. If he's used a knife in the past, he's probably going to use a knife again. Put to good work. Help, like you said, help him put a knife in the hands, maybe at a butcher shop, or open up cans, or lattes, as they say in some countries. And, yeah, just make those skills work productively.
I've got a branch with only 1 client, and I have a goal to get 90 clients. How do I do it?
Is the 1 client pretty good?
Yeah, they're good.
They've got, how many friends they got?
6.
6 friends. Well, you could try first start there with their friend network, and then from there, what I would do is probably just use traditional marketing. Just radio, television, print ads, maybe even street handshakes, because these days on social media, you rarely meet people in person. If they say, wow, you're not just a face on a social media site, they'll say, I want to do business with you.
I like that.
See, even the older generations know what I'm talking about.
Look over here.
How to find humor when someone wears different clothes than me, who wears a skirt when they're a guy. Well, that's one of the big problems a lot of people... That's one of the big problems a lot of staffing agencies have. The companies that are hiring saying, are you guys going to fit in with the culture of my company? Am I right? That's a big concern, right? Well, I'll say, well, what's the predominant culture? And they say, well, probably white people. Then say, just go to that one. But unless it's either Crazy Hair Day or Cultural Day, and then anyone can wear whatever they were born in. Let me answer that.
You can just put it in the...
Hi. Hello? They hung up. Sarah's in the middle of a presentation, and I'm the one doing all the presenting to her, and you're interrupting. Gotta go. Hope that was important. All right, last question, and I'll be done. This has been exciting and riveting.
How do you cut down on cuts at Del Monte with all the knives?
Are people really cutting themselves?
Yeah.
So when are they cutting themselves? Like on the line? When they're in the bathroom because they hate the work, or what? On the line?
During the production process.
Production process. Have you ever heard of Kevlar sleeves? And that's a good point. Okay. Have you ever heard of really dull knives? I hear they cut worse if you use dull knives, so keep them sharp. But on the real, if you've got a cutting problem, then what I would probably do is do more instructions on how not to cut yourself. And train them every day on the right methods. Practical. Okay, guys. I want to say thank you to everyone who came. I'll probably grab a few of those Swedish fish back there and get out of your hair.